Hey guys, it's Gaz, and welcome to my first ever video game review. I don't normally do these kinds of videos, obviously, but this game that we're reviewing today I found so special, and it has such a special story that I needed to make this video for you guys and get this information out there. So the game we're reviewing today is Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. This game started as a Kickstarter project about 4 years ago. It's been delayed multiple times. But there's some pretty interesting backstory to this one, guys. So, this game is a spiritual successor to Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which is a very beloved action platformer game from quite a few years ago. The producer of this game, who is a legendary video game producer, Koji Igarashi, was basically told by his company at Konami, the people who own the Castlevania license, hey, we don't want to do any more 2D Castlevania games. You're going to be on mobile games from now on. Castlevania is going to be a slot machine, pachinko machine kind of thing, and we're basically not going to utilize the license properly, how the fans want it. So Igarashi took that info and he said, you know what, I'm going to do this the way it's supposed to be done. He started a Kickstarter project for this game. It got like over $1 million on the first day because people really supported this cause that much, and it finally came out in 2019 after lots of delays and some redos on the graphics. And I'm here to tell you, if I think it's worth the $40. It currently costs $40 on all platforms. It's on PS4, Xbox One, PC, and it'll be on Switch next week. And the targeted frame rates on all of those platforms, on all platforms besides Switch, it's 60 FPS, and on Switch it will be 30 FPS. But of course, on Switch you get the handheld mode, and I do think this game would be a really nice handheld game. So yeah, let's go over some things. We're going to go over the graphics, we're going to go over the music, we're going to go over how the game plays, the gameplay loop, and some negatives that I have with it, and then we're going to go over my score at the end, and some plans for the future with this game, because they have lots of plans for post-launch DLC, guys, and we're going to go over some of that stuff. Okay, so quickly, let's go over the description of what this game is and the premise of the game. So in this game, you play as Miriam. There will be new characters in the future, but currently only Miriam is the playable character. You are a shard binder, and you basically have this demonic power seared into your flesh. It makes your skin look like stained glass. That's why it's called Bloodstained. And as you kill these demons and progress to this castle to try and save your friend, you'll kill more demons. You'll get special weapons. You'll get special items, more abilities, making your character stronger and stronger. So the big things here, guys, is that there's lots of character customization. There's also lots of like different weapons and stuff that you're going to be using. Let's quickly show you some combat examples. Like, big thing about this game for me is that there's so many different variations of weapons and skills you can have. You can actually switch between multiple loadouts mid-combat. So, for example, right here we have a blood umbrella equipped right now, so I can throw blood waves at enemies with its special attack. Almost every weapon in the game has special attacks. And there's tons of different kinds of weapons. There's guns, there's great swords. I'm using a steam-powered great sword right now. I can like charge it up and just do like a super attack. It does a ton of damage. Really fun. And like, that's just the tip of the iceberg, guys. There's seriously so many different abilities. I just summoned a dragon there to like swipe my enemies. And there's also like a big variety of enemies in this game. So like, in this room alone, we just fought a giant dog, some poisonous fairies. This chest is actually a mimic, surprise. It's pretty deadly, so there's really lots of different combat situations in here. There's huge bosses. I won't be showing any of the bosses just because I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. Most of the gameplay in this review is from the first like hour of the game, so you're not going to be getting really anything spoiled here, besides when we go to the NPC to show some crafting stuff, okay? But yeah, there's lots of fun stuff here. The gameplay loop, so it's basically it's a single player game. There's a campaign with a determined length and a final boss. But you can also like improve your character beyond that. So like the main thing is you want to try to beat the game. You want to try to save your friend. You want to try to defeat the demon lord, whatever the last boss is. I haven't actually beat this game yet. I'm about 9 hours in currently, and I've completed about 50% of the map. So in 9 hours, 50% of the map. I was kind of like lollygagging a little bit, so I'm going to guess there's about 15 hours of content in this first playthrough. 15 to 20 hours. So there will be, like I said, there'll be multiple characters added in the future, so you're going to probably be getting about 50 hours of content if you are playing through all the playthroughs with all the new characters and stuff. So, pretty good stuff. The game's $40 currently on all platforms, and that's a pretty good deal. It's not like a AAA title where it's costing $60 for you. It's I do think it's a pretty good value, honestly. Let's go over the crafting. So, like I said, part of the gameplay loop is basically crafting items. So here is the NPC in town. You have lots of stuff here, guys. So, like as I said, you're killing monsters, you're getting their abilities, they're dropping items. You can actually take those items of this guy and craft special things. Like some of the most powerful weapons in the game come from this guy. He's got like a crazy like blood sword. He's got like this darkness whip. I haven't gotten to that stuff yet, but like really the potential is really there. And there's also some. This doesn't sound funny, but you actually want to farm food in the late game. And the reason you want to farm for food is because to get like the highest stats possible, you need to actually make and craft every piece of food in the game. Because the way food works in this game is that once you eat it for the first time, it gives you a permanent stat boost. And after you eat it like the second time, it'll just be like healing and stuff. So the crafting in this game is actually pretty in-depth, and it's like a little bit overwhelming to look at, but once you get used to it, you actually can get some really powerful gear. And like we'll just show the cooking. So like I'm going to make this rice ball right now because I need to make one for a quest, and I've also never had, my character's never ate this, so I'm going to get that permanent stat boost from eating this rice ball, okay? So that's the quest, not the quest, but the NPC that upgrades all your stuff. There's a quest giver in the town. There's a store. There's lots of things. There's multiple like NPCs that give you quests. Most of the quests are like kill X amount of demons, collect this certain item and bring it back. So nothing too insane. We're not like going to like slay a dragon and like ride it across the horizon and all this stuff. At least I haven't gotten to that part yet, if that exists. But yeah. So I'd say the graphics, let's go over the graphics and the music really quickly. I think the music is great. It's a producer that actually did work on some of the Castlevania stuff in the past. A nice, like, gothic rock kind of thing. No vocals, really, but it's like a nice creepy atmosphere for the areas you're in. Some people think that it's a little bit too crazy sometimes when it's not completely suited, but I personally have not felt that sentiment. But, and then as far as the graphics are concerned, you can see it right here. Kind of cartoonish style, very colorful. The animations, there's some pretty good animations. I wouldn't say it's like 10 out of 10 animation work, but so the attack animations do look pretty cool, and it does run a nice smooth 60 FPS at least, so definitely really nice stuff there. And then let's just quickly go over one of my main concerns with the game, guys. So like I said, it's a $40 game. I'm not expecting anything too insane here. But the main problem I have with the game, guys, is that there's a couple issues I've run into with basically the way the game progresses. So a lot of people are getting lost, is what I'm trying to say. Like, there's a couple areas where you're just like, you'll fight a boss, and then it's like, okay, well, I just opened a door after the boss, and that door after the boss just took me right back to where I was, so I don't know where to go now. So part of the fun of this game is exploration, so I can't really call that a bad thing, because like exploration is a big part of these Metroidvania-esque games. But maybe you'll have a problem with that. I know, like, I kind of wasted like a half hour last night because I didn't know where to go. But I got a new power. Maybe there was some like door that like I didn't know I could open before, and after I got that power, it made it a little bit easier to go through that door. So that's a thing. You could call it a negative. You could call it a positive. It's going to be up to the player. And yeah, one more quick thing. There actually is character customization in this game as well. You can actually change the hairstyle, the hair color, the skin color, the clothes color. This yellow crown I have my character right now, that's actually another item you can customize. I have elf ears on, you can customize that. There's lots of things. There's like Santa hats. It's really like a pretty in-depth customization of your character. You can't really change her like height or anything like that, but that's not really the end of the world. So yeah. Like I said, my main issue is just some progression stuff, not being told where to go, but that honestly can be considered not a bad thing to some people as well. So, yeah, that's going to be basically my review of this game, guys. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I wanted to go with a 10 out of 10, but the confusing progression stops that I've encountered and some other people have brought up to me did influence my choice a little bit, and I'm going to go with a 9 out of 10. An amazing game, one of the best games in this genre. And definitely worth picking up if you are a Castlevania fan or a Metroidvania fan in general. If you are not a fan of those types of games, I'd say it's actually worth checking out as well. I've been playing with controller on PC, and I've been having a really good time. About like 20 hours of content for $40, a Kickstarter game, and it's got a good cause for it, guys. The guy who created this, Igarashi, he knew what the fans wanted. He didn't want to just make like a slot machine with his IP that he really cares about. So I can definitely respect that. And I do think I might pick it up on Switch, honestly. I think this would be a really fun handheld game for Switch, and I'm going to recommend it to you 100%. As a game overall, like not just in the Metroidvania genre, I'd say it's like an 8 out of 10, a great game that people should check out. But yeah, in the genre itself, it's a 9 or a 10 out of 9 or 10 out of 10. So definitely check it out, guys. I know this is a very different video. I'd love some feedback on how you guys felt that the review is structured. I know it wasn't too perfect, but you know, this was my first time ever doing this, so I'd love some feedback on that in the comments below, guys. You guys take it easy. I will see you in the next video for a Warframe related video. And yeah, see you then, guys. Peace.